Good morning, students. Welcome you all in the class of History Civics. As nowadays we are studying the topic growth of nationalism in India. Okay, so till now, just we have discussed several causes which were responsible for this growth of nationalism. For example, spread of Western education, economic exploitation, repressive policies of Lord Lytton, and the effect of print media, etc. Today, I am going to tell you about the establishment of All India Association. Actually, as a result of this development of nationalism among the Indians, number of political associations they were formed before 1885. So, I am going to tell you about some of the prominent ones. For example, Zamindari Association. It was formed in 1837 to safeguard the interest of the landlords. Then in 1851, British Indian Association was formed and it demanded the separation of judiciary from the executive, and at the same time it also demanded abolition of salt and stamp duty and reduction of the salaries of high officials. Now, in 1865, London Indian Society was founded in England by Indian students, and it was formed under the direction of Dadabhai Naoroji, just to in order to raise the voice against the Britishers for Indians. Okay, then East India Association, it was also founded by Dadabhai Naoroji in London in 1866, and this association recommended the abolition of cotton duties and demanded the withdrawal of Vernacular Press Act. And Dadabhai Naoroji, who is also known as the Grand Old Man of India, was of the opinion that the British were basically just and good. So he wanted to place the true state of affairs in India before the people of England, so that the grievances of Indians may be solved. Okay, then Pune Sarvajanik Sabha. It was founded by Justice M.G. Ranade, and this association, Pune Sarvajanik Sabha, it played an important role in arousing political consciousness among the Indians. Then Bombay Presidency Association was formed in 1871. Then Indian Association was formed just in 1876 by Surendranath Banerjee, and its main objectives were to create a strong body of public opinion and to promote friendly relations between Hindus and Muslims, and just to organize the mass participation in public movements. And this association, Indian Association, launched agitations against the oppressive acts, for example, License Act, Arms Act, Vernacular Press Act, etc. Okay, then Indian National Conference. It was formed in the year 1883 by Surendranath Banerjee. Then Madras Mahajan Sabha was founded by M. V. Raghavachari, V. S. Iyer in 1884, and these associations criticized the unjust policies of the British government and helped the Indians to fight for their political rights. Now children, let us know about the most important association, and that is the Indian National Conference. Okay, so let us know about the origin of this Indian National Conference. So on 31st March 1883, A.O. Hume, who was a retired ISIS officer, he wrote a letter to the young graduates of the Calcutta University. In that letter, he asked the graduates, these young graduates, to form an association for the moral, social and political regeneration of India, and he invited about 50 young Indians who were having courage to come forward for this purpose. Means he asked 50 young graduates to help in establishing this Indian National Conference, and in his work he was supported by Lord Dufferin, who was the Indian Viceroy, and many prominent Indian leaders like Dadabhai Naoroji, Firoz Shah Mehta, and W.C. Banerjee also supported A.O. Hume in this task of establishing Indian National Conference. Then A.O. Hume and Surendranath Banerjee called a meeting of this Indian National Conference, which was to be held at Pune in December 1885, but this meeting couldn't be held as cholera broke out in Pune. So this meeting shifted from Pune to Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit College, Bombay, from 28 to 30 December 1885. So this way the Indian National Congress was formally established, and its first session was presided over by W.C. Banerjee. Okay, so this was all about the origin of Indian National Conference, which was later given the name of Indian National Congress. Now children, let us know about the role of A.O. Hume in the establishment of INC, means Indian National Congress. Actually, the full name of A.O. Hume is Allen Octavian Hume, and he was a civil servant in the British governed India, and as well as he was a political reformer, and he founded the Indian National Congress because he just wanted to set up an organization that would draw the attention of the government towards the drawbacks of the British administration. At the same time, he also wanted just to that this organization so suggests some means to remove these drawbacks which were prevalent in the British administrative system. And besides, he also wanted to help Indians to develop themselves intellectually, socially and politically. Okay, then this Indian National Congress, which was founded by A.O. Hume, later led the India's independence movement. Okay, and he held in political and training and awareness of the Indians, means A.O. Hume helped Indians to train themselves politically, as well as he made the Indians aware and conscious about their rights. Okay, so in 1884 he laid the foundation of Indian National Union, which was converted to India's National Congress. So A.O. Hume had played such a major role in the formation of the Congress, and that is why, because of his major role, he is considered as the founding father of the Indian National Congress. So this is all for today. In the next video, I will just tell you about the main objectives of the Congress and reaction of the government towards the Indian National Congress. Till then, have a good day, and tomorrow be ready for the live class. Okay.